Hello everyone, and welcome to the fourth part of the Nualia outfitting series. This will hopefully be the last video in this series, but we will see. Where we left off on part 3 is we had everything fully exported and ready for compile. So that is where we're going to begin, is putting together the compile file. So we're going to start by coming over here to where Nualia is saved, right over here. And first thing we're going to do is see, does she already have a compile file? Yes, she does for the old version. So what we're going to do is we are going to make a backup of that, and then we're just going to edit this new one. So we're going to open it with Notepad++. While that's loading, you will notice that Nualia has slightly different textures. One of the things that I did do during the 10-day intermission between this and the last video is I spoke with Nualia's voice actress, who will hopefully be debuting sometime in the next few weeks, and we worked together to partially redesign Nualia's outfit. And so we decided to go with black arm gloves and leggings and white hair, which is signature of Nualia. She's always had that white hair, and we decided to keep that. Okay, so I'm going to crank this up into a new window so it's all by itself. And here we go. So this is Nualia's old QC, old compile file, and all we're going to do is we are going to slightly modify it. So all this is fine, don't need to worry about those. Yeah, her hair. Does her hair, do we ever export the hair jiggle buttons? I don't think we did. Oh, we did. Jiggle hair. Let me make sure those names are correct. Hair, bang, tutu, jiggle. Yep, okay, cool. We did export the hair jiggles. Okay. So, then we're going to come over here and uncomment this. Her piercings aren't in yet. We never got around to doing her piercings. Probably won't do those on video. Okay, so now we need to add in all of the body groups. So we're going to do that. We're going to make these bold windows, put them side by side, so we can see what they are. So we have just kind of going down the line. So model arms is studio Nualia arms, and then blank model, no, body group arms, body group legs, Nualia legs, and then we'll come up here and we'll add in her hands, body group hands, studio Nualia hands, and blank. There we go. So now, above all of these, we're going to do body group hair, Nualia hair, and blank. And then we'll do all of her outfit pieces, which are all under the seduce name. So we'll start with her cloak. Cloak. Come on, work please, thank you. Studio, seduce cloak, or blank. And then we'll do her corset next. Or the top is what I have it called. So top. And then we'll do studio seduce top full. And then we're going to actually add this again. And then we're going to leave a comment over here for the cold version. Full. Because we are going to make another version with her top pulled down. We might do that on this video. We might not. If we don't end up doing it in this video, then it won't be done on video. Because I don't want these videos to go past an hour. And this is all I've really wanted to do, is just to get her into Source with the base outfit. So if we don't have the time to do that in today's video, then we won't. If we do, then we will. It's a pretty straightforward way to do it. Okay, so next up will be the belts. And that is studio belts, or nothing And then next up will be the skirt. Actually, no, before the belt, we'll do the arm gloves. Let's do these arm gloves. And blank. And then I actually need to re-export the arm gloves since I slightly changed their texture name. So we'll do that after I'm done with this. So then we will do, after the belts, is the skirt, because I believe the sash and the skirt are the same group, if I recall correctly. This is from group exporter and check. So skirt, select group. And it's just this. Where's my fucking select group? There it is. I don't even know what that's fucking... I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually really confused right now. Okay. It's been too long since I've done this. I can't remember what they are. Okay, so yeah. Okay. So it is, I believe it is indeed all four of these are like this. So let's use blank, and then just duplicate this line, and it's bare, and then it's and bare, and then nothing. Yeah, I believe that's what we did. Body group. Leggings. The last one. Studio. And then we will keep all of that in there. Presumably I need them there. I don't think I need those. Let's not delete them. Let's count them out. I know I don't need these. So we do Nualia. Outfit, seduce, and hair. Okay, keep all of those. And now the heels will be instead seduce leggings, because that has the legs tilted down. So this is still reference. No, it is reference Nualia v2. Nualia v2 and Nualia v2. There we go. Okay, that should be everything for the compile. So before I go around and fiddle with the textures and fixing the arm gloves and all that, let's just see if this will compile. So we load up Crowbar, and then we just drag this over here. We hit compile and hope it doesn't blow up. Like that. Hair opening, jiggle, hair, Nualia. I think it's just called jiggle hair, isn't it? It's just called jiggle hair. So, just do that. And try again, make sure it doesn't, hope it doesn't blow up. Too many bones used in model. That is okay. We will just cut the hair out and make the hair a separate model. So let's compile again. Make sure it compiles correctly now. It will. Beautiful. And then we will compile the hair separately. So now we're just going to copy this, and we're going to name you Nualia hair. And then you are Nualia v2 hair. Don't need any of this. Just need that. Don't need any of this. Don't need any of this. Don't need any of that. Then you would go to Nualia hair, and you'll be model hair. Nualia hair. There we go. And then we will compile her hair. There we go. Okay, so now we load up Half-Life Model Viewer, which takes a while to load. And then we come over here to Fallen Throne, and we load up Nualia. And we load in her hair. Make sure everything moves correctly, and it looks like everything does. Okay. So now we work on the textures. So first things I do want to check is what all are the... Yeah, they're looking for Nualia arms D, and I changed that to Nualia arm gloves D. So we'll just quickly re-export the arm gloves. Export the arm gloves, export, use explicit normals. Here we go. And then we come over here and no, I didn't want to recompile the hair. And then we recompile her again. And how far in? We're 11 minutes. Doing good so far. Probably have her ready and in source before we're 30 minutes into this video. So there we go. So now it should be looking for Nualia arm gloves. So let's quickly make sure she actually has face posing. I think she does. Oh yeah, she has face posing. Good. So we don't have to worry about that. So once we have this outfit all in and we check to make sure there's no big clipping issues or anything like that, she should be ready. Oh, there's actually one thing I want to do. Is I want to actually make it so she starts with her hands turned off. It's actually the first thing I want to do. And the reason for that is because, and actually you can probably see it here, yes, because her hands are underneath the arm gloves and they're really close together. And so whenever the fingers bend, they'll clip through, and then the gloves don't have the fingernails, and so the fingernails clip through. And so just turn off the hands underneath the gloves, which is why we split them off separately. And then neither of those are an issue anymore. Okay, so let's get our textures going. So to facilitate this, I did, during that 10-day interlude, I collected her textures into a single location. Elves, Nualia, seduce. There we go. So there's all of the textures. And so we're just going to come over here to my tool CAD port, which is a tool I wrote for batch converting textures. And we're just going to grab these. Not going to grab the hair unit PNG. That's just for 3ds Max because the image editor I use, which is PaintShop Pro, doesn't save TGA files in the way 3ds Max likes. So if I save out, I have to use PNGs for 3ds Max to load. So that's purely just a previewing thing. Don't actually need it. So we got all those into CAD port. And then we just run no bitmaps, which will batch convert all the textures. We can see it going now. It is a pretty fast process, all things considered, until it hits large textures, like 4096 by 4096. This one will take a while. And there we go. We'll come up to convert, and we just cut all of those. And then we go to Source Filmmaker. Use a mod, materials, models, LordAardvark, Fallen Throne, Nualia. Don't need either of those. We will instead have hair and outfit seduce. And so we're going to all stick them into outfit seduce with the exception of hair. It will come over here. And then we're going to crack this open. We're going to actually go to shared first. So what all is in shared? So we got details, and actually we go to outfits viceroy. We can grab that and put it over here, and I'll explain what we're doing with these in a moment. And then we'll go to hair and grab that and stick it over here. So we're going to start with this one first. So we're going to rename this to Hair Una, and this is the material. Okay, and I don't need that in there anymore. So this is just going to be Fallen Throne, Nualia, Fallen Throne, Nualia, it can keep using that font warp in the shared. That's why it's in shared. And then this is just hair una n. And don't need to change the color there, or at least not yet. We'll see. And oh, do we make her hair source compliant? I don't think we did. Let's fix that real fast. Yeah, no, we did not. Okay, no, that's easy. So we just do this. We're going to change you to a multi-sub object. Keep old material. And then we're going to save this as a new file since we're now making irreversible, well, not irreversible changes, but not easily reversed. And then all we do is we come over here, we load in a new material. And we kick on over to this. And we're just going to copy this, and we're going to name you hair unit alpha. And have this new material be assigned to that. I'm not going to turn it on. And then we're going to come up here. We're going to select all of her hair. We're going to come up to detach as element cloned, which makes a copy of it. And now that copy is selected, and we flip it, and we set it to material 2. So that is a source trick. Basically, Source has 2 transparency modes. There's translucent, which is a really high quality. It's what that hair had before I did all this. Really high quality, and it looks really nice. But in Source Filmmaker, and Source games in general, it has 2 major issues. The first issue being that it does not render properly. Things in front of or behind it kind of poke through in ways they shouldn't until it hits a back face, which stops that rendering. And then the second problem is translucent doesn't cast shadows. And so the solution for that in Source is to do what I just did and assign another material to the back-facing hairs, which are these, that use the other form of transparency, which is alpha test. Alpha test is really cheap. It's just a Boolean on or off for every individual pixel, so it looks really coarse and grainy. It doesn't look nice. But if you use it as a backward culling, which is why we flipped it, then it's usually not too big of an issue. The transparent version, the translucent version, will hit it and will draw over top it. And because this hair is back facing, it stops the translucent render errors. And since it's exactly over top the hair, it means that it renders exactly correctly. So it's a really simple fix to a problem that's actually very prevalent in all sorts of games. You can even see these transparency issues in games like Fallout 4. I found it recently. And Far Cry 3. I'm sure Far Cry 4 has the same issue. These transparency issues are very prevalent in game engines because transparency is very expensive to render properly, and so a lot of game engines use shortcuts for it. Okay, so we're going to unhide everything again, update always export again, and then we're just going to export her hair again. Nualia hair. So that will fix that. There we go. And then we'll come over here, and we would just compile her hair again. There we go. Okay, coming back to this. So now, do this, and this one, instead of being... Oh, I'm sorry, these are the old ones. I don't want that up anymore. I want this one up. There we go. So now we just duplicate this, and we name you Hair Una Alpha, which is what we named that second material. And we change translucent to alpha test 1. And we turn on no call so that those back faces will actually draw and be hit. Okay, so now her hair should have textures. Okay, and it looks like her hair normals are inverted. And it looks like there's also to find and fix that. But we'll fix her hair first. So that's a fairly common problem with Skyrim imports, is the normals get broken on export. It's not difficult to fix. It's inconvenient to fix, but it's not difficult. So actually I'm going to keep this file loaded because there's issues with the SMD importer for Wunderboy's tools where sometimes it will fuck up the skeleton And that just causes lots of problems down the line. So over the years, I've learned a way around that. And I'm going to show that now. So we come over here. We're going to name you Nualia hair old. We're going to import. Go to before we exported as elves Nualia v2 Nualia hair. No, I want that importer. That was Cannonfodders. I have 2 importers loaded up. It's nice when I need to switch between them, but it's annoying because they always try and stomp over top each other. Here we go. So import the hair. This shouldn't take too long. Do not skin it. And do not import the bones. So it will be just the raw mesh. Named SMD import. So now we're going to just, first of all, hide the old hair. We're going to put you into edit normals. Reset them. Collapse 2. We're going to come over here and we're going to select everything that's ID 2. Actually, we're going to select everything. Smooth it. And then select everything that's ID 2 and flip it again. So now we can hide that, and there we go. So that's all set up properly. And then we're just going to unhide her old hair. We're going to skin wrap this new hair that we imported. It's going to be a high precision weight transfer. Skin wrap it to the old hair. There we go. Convert to skin. Collapse 2. Save. We're going to make this new one. So we'll probably have to end up doing this for outfit as well. And then we name you Nualia hair. And we delete the old hair. We bring up my group exporter. And we delete the hair from here. So delete group. And then we just select you, and we create a new group, Nualia hair. Create. Update always export. Make sure everything's unhidden. Export the new hair. So like I said, it's not a difficult fix, it's just inconveniencing. And recompile her hair again. Now where her hair was kind of dark and muted before, now it's all bright and shiny. And more importantly than just the colors, if we kept it like it was, then light wouldn't have behaved correctly. Like, for example, if you had a light come in this way, this would stay dark, but the inside of this side of the hair would start glowing. And so that's the real problem. That's why you fix it. You don't just fix it because of the colors. You fix it because of the light behaviors. So why is that happening? That's right under dark amber left. That's Rygene eyes open. What are you even supposed to be fucking loading? Let's fix that real fast. So I'm just going to hide all of this. So load up her materials. Please select that. Thank you. So, like, that's like this fucking material or something. ID 5. What's ID 5? Nope. It's probably... Oh, it's not that one. Is it this one? Yeah, Rygene ISO 1007. ID 2. Select ID 2. What the fuck even is this? I don't even fucking know. But no, that's definitely not what's drawing. It's not the issue. But no, Rygene ISO 007 is the issue. Is there another one fucking loading that? I don't understand. We're just going to derp this. We're going to come over here just to Nualia's main folder. We're going to copy that. We're going to rename you, was it Ryegene Eyes 1007? Is that what it is? Ryegene Eyes 01 1007. Eyes 01. Motherfucker. Eyes 01. I have no idea what this is. Sure, you can use that. And then no draw 1. Okay, now there's another one. Elf torso underneath that. Elf torso dark eye moisture. And we'll just do the same thing for eye moisture. Eye moisture. This isn't the proper way to do it, but it'll work. Is there another one now? So after, it looks dark now with the actual ones. Well, it didn't seem to have any fucking adverse effects on her. So I should formally go through and fucking delete those meshes, though. I mean, now that we have the no mesh not drawing, we can see that it doesn't actually cause a problem. So we can just straight up delete those meshes. So let's do that. So it looks like it's fucking... Is one properly loaded correctly? No, it doesn't fucking look like it. And yet she has eyelashes, so I must have it in there. So, up. So 2 and 3. 2, get rid of. 3, get rid of. No idea what they were. They're gone now. Okay, so let's come back over here to the group explorer. Update, always export. And then we want to export Nualia again. Export selected groups. Let's try that again. Let's unhide everything and then export so she actually has rigging on her body. Yeah, see how much longer that's taking? It's amazing what happens when you export with actual rigging. So we're not going to make it in half an hour because of these complications. That's okay, though. We're still making good time. So, now I should be able to come over here, delete these, and it shouldn't cause any problems. There we go. Okay, cool. So now we come back over here and we do the outfit. So I don't really like these names, but we're going to stick with them. So F is the first one. No. And this will be Nualia. Seduce F. And Nualia. Outfit seduce F. Normal map. Yeah, we'll keep the rest of the settings for now. That's fine. Rename you G. Rename you I. Rename you K. And rename you Nualia on gloves D. Do I have a flat normal anywhere? Flat N? Yeah, flat N. Bring that over there, and we'll just make the new these. Use flat N. And then on gloves. No, how about Nualia? On gloves D. And then we'll just crack these open. Edit. So K uses K. KN. I uses I and IN. And G uses G and GN. So now we do this. And we actually have a few problems. Her rigging completely fucking broke on export. And I think her fucking body normals are inverted too. I really wish there was a way to turn off textures. But there isn't, which is really unfortunate. But yeah, I think everything has its normals inverted. That is really unfortunate. So, I guess we're just going to go down the line and fix it all. That kind of sucks. So I'm just going to clear groups. Because they're no good. I have to remake them all. Good. Come over here. I'm going to select all of the meshes. I'm going to run my batch renamer and prepend them all with old. Prepend names. So now they all have old in front of them. Now I'm going to come over here to the batch. I can never remember which one it is. Is it batch obj import? Yeah, that's the one. Replace underscores and uppercase name. This is another tool I wrote explicitly for this purpose. So now I'm going to hit import. And I'm going to come over to L's, Nualia 2. And we're going to load in everything. So arms, except for the hair, we already fixed it. Hand, legs, V2, and all of those. Open. And of course, it's using Cannonfodders. Why are you using Cannonfodders? Okay, I can fix this. Force 3ds Max to close. Extend all of that. No. Extract Wunderboys. Go to 3ds Max. Properties. File location. I don't fucking use Cannonfodders anymore, so frankly, it doesn't need to be in there anyways. So, get rid of those. Just shove Wunderboys in there. Now, restart 3ds Max. Now it doesn't have the choice of which exporter or importer it uses. It has to use Wunderboys, because it's the only one installed now. Yeah, we're definitely not going to get around to doing the exposed outfit or the jewelry. Honestly, we might not even get this done in an hour now because of all this. Yay! Shitty export tools. Fucking breaking the normals. Really fucking annoying. Wish there were better tools, but there aren't. Continue. Close, close. Everything should be named old. No, why is everything not named old? Fine, we'll do it again. I must not have saved it. Old. Prepend. Make you another new one just to fucking make sure. Save. Now we come in and we run the batch obj import. Import. Duh. Duh, duh. Duh, 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 duh. Open. Okay. No. Okay. No. I don't even know what it's importing right now. See, luckily we didn't actually make any variants of things. All we did, we split off her outfit itself. So fixing the rigging is going to be really straightforward on this, actually. Okay. So we lucked out there as we made sure everything works before we made the variants. Oh, look at that. Look at all those broken normals. So if I come over here, And I hold that. Oh, look at that. It's just pitch black. It's supposed to be a nice bright gray. So, let's go around fixing everything. So, we're just going to hide all of the old ones. Where's her body? Where's her body? It's like the legs and such are there, but not the body. We'll just manually import that one. Mine. Oh, you know what? You know what's even better? Delete. We forgot to fucking uncheck the fucking... Fuck. Fuck you. Patch. OBJ import. These. Underscores and uppercase. Now we gotta do it all again. Yay! Arms, hands, legs. That, which we forgot last time. I fucking hate these shitty tools. Don't do that. Okay. It's like, it's not a big deal if it does import the bones and skeletons, because I have tools that I've written to undo the fact that Wunderboy's importer fucks up the skeleton. I have tools to counter that I've written. But it just imports a lot faster if it doesn't have to worry about rebuilding the skin, rebuilding the rigging. Because the rigging takes up more data than the mesh itself does. Because where the mesh itself has to define every vertex once, the skinning has to define every vertex up to and beyond 3 times each, once for every bone that affects it. And so importing with the skeleton can take over 4 times as long, as opposed to without the skeleton. And since we're going to be decimating the old rigging and replacing it with the original rigging anyways, there's no reason to bring in the skin. It just gets deleted. So why have the longer load times? And there we go. Now everything is named properly, so making the groups would be really straightforward. So now we just hide all the old. And look at that! Her body normals were broken too. Instead of being bright gray, they're all that funky. So let's just go down the line and fix everything. So we're just going to hide all the bones for a moment, and the hair, which is already fixed. And we're just going to do this. Add normals. Reset. Collapse 2. Fuck. Okay, whatever. It's not a big deal. Just even more work. And then the arms. You'll see what I mean. Why I said feck in a moment. Collapse 2. Smooth. And now if I come up, there is a noticeable seam where the arms meet the body. So, going to have to fix that. Again, it's not hard. Just more steps. So, yeah, this video is going to run as long as it takes. It shouldn't take more than 2 hours. But it's going to probably end up taking more than an hour. And basically all of that time past the first 20 minutes will be correcting the errors that Wunderboy's exporter causes. It's like all of these problems that I'm having to fix are because of having shitty tools. And I have written my own exporter, and it does fix these problems, but I don't know the C++ API well enough, and I frankly hate C++ too much to have built it as a proper plugin, so it's written entirely in MaxScript. So while it does work correctly, it runs about 16 times slower, closer to 20 times slower actually, than the Wunderboy's exporter does. And so it's great for batch processing overnight or something like that, because it takes for fucking ever to export any real volume. And I wrote it for batch exporting. But for something like this, where I want to get it done quickly, it is legitimately faster for me to do it by hand. And you can see how fucking slow it is. This smoothing's broken, but frankly, I don't care right now. I just want to get her into Source. So, yeah, the broken normals can suck it. I don't really care. Or the broken smoothing can suck it. I can come back and fix it later. So it's like the one real downside to having to do this particular solution is the fact that every individual body group that we exported, which was combinations of the different objects, are now their own unique object. So it's not as modular as before. So it's like if I want, example, change the rigging of the skirt, then I have to fix it for each individual body group that uses the skirt, which is kind of inconvenient. But, I mean, you can always resplit it using a technique that I'll be doing in a few minutes to fix the body seams. So, it's not the end of the world, it's just, like everything else, it takes time to fix. Oops, I just did that. I want to put everything on smoothing group 1. Which, fun fact, is actually not what I want to do, but it's effectively what I need to do. Or I don't need to, but if I want to get it done in any reasonable span of time. Because otherwise I have to go through and manually rebuild the smoothing group. So you can see the seam really easily on the legs, because the knees are brighter than the elbows were. Okay. Well, let's start fixing things. So first things first, I'm going to attach the arms, the hands, and the legs to the body again. And then I'm going to expose the old body, hands, arms, and legs. And then I'm going to come over here to skin wrap. And this will be a high precision weight transfer. And we will skin wrap to those. Convert to skin. Collapse to. Hide these again. And select all of this, with the exception of the high poly areas, because I don't want to accidentally weld them. And then do a 0.0001 weld, and we can watch as the seam disappears. Here we go. And then, yeah, it looks like everything welded properly. So let's just test the rigging real fast. Jaw. Oh, right, it's dummy. Jaw. Oh, it selects 4 fucking bones, of course it does. But it will tell me where the right bone is. Lower jaw. And face rigging broke. Let's take a look at the riggings. See how far this rabbit hole goes. Oh my golly good gosh. Will you look at that? Oh, it looks like, if I go to the arms, I'll be able to see it well. So it looks like it's actually just the main body itself whose rigging broke. It looks like the hands are actually fine. And the arms are fine, so it's just the main body that broke. That's not terrible. It's actually a lot better than I was expecting it to be. So, the first thing to check is the original weight broken? And I'm going to suspect, yes it is. So it's like, even if we didn't have these export errors, she still would have been horrifically broken, which we saw when like her fucking shoulder was jiggling. So now we get to play the game of rolling back and finding a version where her body isn't broken. So we'll start from an earlier one, not from today. And we'll check if her body's not broken. And then we get to play a fun new game called Skeleton Merging, which I have also written tools to facilitate. So let's see if her weights are broken. Her weights are correct, so now we'll merge in her skeleton. I fucking hate this. Okay, so you are 07B body salvage. Save. So now we're going to come over to you, the latest one. We're going to save you into a new file yet again, because this is going to be irreversible. Yeah, when I said that this was going to be all one video, I didn't expect to have to fucking do this much work. So I might have to split this into 2 videos and just record them side by side and upload them side by side, because I want to keep the videos themselves an hour, roughly. 13. Oakley dokley. Now we come over here. We select every single bone and dummy. We run our good old friend Prepender. Or not Prepender, but Batch Renamer, which has the Prepender. And we name them Old. Yes. I'm thinking. Give me a moment. It's not a full skeleton merge. It's just a partial skeleton merge. And we want to keep all the other ones no. Yes. Yes, we do want to do this. We're going to have to fucking do some name and replace. But yes, this will work. Prepend names. Now all the bones are named Old. Now I can come over here to merge. And we bring in 07B. I want all of the bones. I don't actually want the fucking bones, but I need them. And we bring in her old body. I'll rename all the merge materials. So now, if I hide the old one, this one should have proper weights. Pelvis. Yep. No, what? Fucking, at this fucking point, I might as well just fucking use this version. I don't need to fucking transfer the skeleton, actually. It's all fucking broken anyways. So, we're just going to... Oh, no, actually, I do need a rate transfer, because if I export this one, the normals will break. So I'll have more work. So, we bring in old Nualia DAS V2, which is currently selected. We tell her skeleton to go fuck off. We skin wrap, high precision, add, select that one. So now we have 2 skeletons that are superimposed. We have the old one, the original one, and the new one that we just imported. We convert to skin. We collapse 2. We hide the one that we just imported, which is... Oh, you dirty cock-sucking. I actually just did the wrong one. Well, it doesn't fucking matter, because that old one is fucking worthless anyways. So, delete. I actually wanted to do this to reference Nualia v2. So, we'll unhide that one and do this. So, reference Nualia v2, collapse 2. You dirty cock-sucking motherfucking piece of shit. Well, everything else is weighted correctly. Like, the fucking issue here is the one that we're fucking doing it to has everything else. So, I guess what we'll do is we'll still bring in these. They're still correct. They're still correct. And then what we'll do is we will reskin wrap. So high precision. Using all 4 of these. So high precision skin wraps. Don't take long, at least. Convert. So now her skin is going to be a huge fucking mess. Collapse 2. So now if I hide all of these, if I come over here to old pelvis, there shouldn't be any weight at all. Old pelvis has absolutely nothing. And then if we come to the new pelvis, it should have weight. New pelvis, yes. And then if I come over here to the new forearm, it should have no weight. And if I come over to the old forearm, it should have weight. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now I gotta link the skeletons. So, what we'll do is we'll select you. We will do a save real fast. Save. And then we will come over here. We will run the script. Modified weight transfer. Pattern to remove old space. Pattern to copy to nothing. So this is going to copy all of the old bones to their not old counterparts. So old left forearm will go to left forearm. Old pelvis will go to pelvis, which old pelvis doesn't have anything, but since it's a merge of weights, the new pelvis, or the pelvis without anything on it before it, so just pelvis rather than old pelvis, just pelvis, which has weights, will keep its weights, whereas left forearm, as opposed to old left forearm, doesn't have any weights, but it'll get all of the weights that old forearm has, and so left forearm's weights will become left forearm's weights. And so in the end, the skeleton without old before it will have all of the weights, and old won't have any weights. It'll all be merged to one skeleton. Find matches. This is going to find like fucking 300 bones or something. This thing's 379 bones. 172 bones. Because of the dummies. I need to slightly edit this script real fast. Not run script. My script editor. File open. I want to find weight transfer modified. I should have a class of in here somewhere. Oh shit. Supposed to be finding it. Run the listeners over here. Print class of selection is indeed dummy. Oh, fuck. I don't think it's actually got... It didn't grab any of the hair bones. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. And then the hair is currently already fixed, so I don't need to worry about that. Okay. Okay, catastrophe averted. So, yeah, let's run transfer modified. Old space to nothing. Find matches. Again, this is going to take a while. So, yeah, this is going to definitely run the video over an hour, and so I'm going to split it right after we have the skeletons merged and the old one deleted, and we verify everything makes sense. Then I will start part 5 immediately after, and then we'll keep going. I fucking hate these tools. Okay. Iterate replacement. And we just hit this a lot. And we can see by the long load times, and the fact we have to do this 172 times, we're going to be here a while. I really wish I could automate this, but the process that it uses actually runs too fast to be automated. If you automate this, it actually breaks the weights. I know, I've tried. And I can't find a way to make the script actually wait for the process to finish. So we're stuck here pressing iterate replacement and then waiting for 15-ish seconds. In fact, I'm going to time it. As soon as I'm done talking, I'm going to time the next one. Yeah, gotta do it 172 times. Let's see if I can... Yeah, 5 seconds. So, 5 times 172, what's that? Well, 5 times 100 is 150, 5 times 50 is 250. So that's 750, add 5 times 20, which is 100, so 850, and then 5 times 2 is 10, so 860 seconds total. Divide that by 60. I'm just going to bring up the calculator for that. 860 divided by 60. So yeah, 15 minutes of just pressing iterate replacement. All of this, once again, I want to reiterate this, all of this to fix the fuck-ups that Wunderboy's exporter makes. It's like, don't get me wrong, I love Wunderboy, and I'm extremely grateful that he wrote these tools. I literally wouldn't be able to do my work if he didn't write these tools, because he supports a lot of things that Cannonfodder doesn't, and in my opinion, he does them better and faster. But Wunderboy, it's like, I'm not going to pretend to know how to properly do this. It's like I said, I don't know the C++ API. I don't know all of the funky, weird-ass maths and logic that goes into this. Is like, I fucking tried with it. This fucking quaternions drive me up a fucking wall. But Wunderboy, I really, really wish that you had done some work to ensure that the normals exported correctly. Because as a result of the fact that your exporter doesn't, you've given me, on this model alone, over an hour, probably going to be an hour and a half's worth of work fixing the problems that your exporter caused. And then consider the fact that any model I have done that uses Skyrim outfits, which is a lot of them, by the way. The Samus outfit that I'm working on right now, that I've been showing off on my blog the past few days, is a Skyrim outfit. It's going to have these problems. It's like almost any Skyrim outfit has this. A lot of Ex-Nalara outfits have this, which is basically all the other outfits that I do are from Ex-Nalara outfits, and they do this same thing. I've had occasionally just DAZ models, like Nualia, do this. It's extremely rare, but I have it happen. So it's like, all in all, I've probably lost over 150 hours of my life just fixing the problems that Wunderboy's exporter causes. So it's like I have a friend who's working on a version of an exporter for the newer versions of 3D Studio Max because Wunderboy and Cannonfodder both packed up shop and stopped supporting their tools back in 2012. And every year 3ds Max Autodesk puts out a new version of 3ds Max, and the 2013 onward versions no longer work with Wunderboy's or Cannonfodder's tools. So there, for a long time, there haven't really been export tools for the newer versions. There's Wallworm, which I personally don't much care for. That's a personal thing. And then up until very recently, that was the only solution people using the newer versions of 3ds Max had. I have a friend who's currently working on a new set of tools, Game Zombie. I've been kind of sort of helping him as best I can, which really isn't much because he's doing it in C++. And I don't think he has any intentions to support the older versions, but I'm going to really ask him, if nothing else, for him to try and make sure he solves the normal exports at the very least. It's like, I'll send him a version of this file, just like the arm gloves or something like that, just those, so he can see for himself what Wunderboy does to the normals, so that he can try and fix his tool to correct that issue and make sure it doesn't happen. So even if I never end up using them, which honestly I might buy the newest version of 3ds Max that he supports and run both 2011, this version, and that newer version, and only use the newer version to export, just so I don't have to fucking deal with this anymore. It's like, if he fixes that problem and can't support or doesn't want to support 2011, I will legitimately do that, just to save me the headache of having to do this. So I'm going to definitely ask him if he can try and prevent this issue from happening with his exporter. And then I'll also ask him if he could please support 2011, so I don't have to do this anymore, but that might be a bit much. At the very least, he can support the versions he's targeting, which is 2013, I believe, 2014, 2015, 2016, and then the new 2017, whether it's out or is coming out. Well, that's 172 divided by 2. 180 divided by 2 is 90. So from that, subtract 4. So 86. When we get to 86, we're halfway done. So, it's like, if I were nice to you guys, I would just fucking time-lapse this. But the whole point of LordAardvark Works, this particular video series, is you watch me in real time. It's like, if you want time-lapses, then that's what the experiments is for. And then if you just want the techniques as opposed to the employment of them, that's what the shares series are for. They all operate slightly differently. They're for different purposes. So in this particular series, you all get to suffer with me. Aren't you guys lucky? So what I say is 86. You know what? I have to find a calculator up. 172 divided by... No, not divided by 5. Divided by 2. 86. Iterate. Replacement. So yeah. This is really fun, isn't it? I'm not gonna lie, I'm debating putting some fucking music up. But then the video might get fucking whacked for copyright infringement depending on the fucking songs that come up. And that would just be really annoying, wouldn't it? And unfortunately, I started this video with my desktop sounds being recorded. So I can't get music playing offline. It's like, I suppose I could fucking plug my earbuds into my phone and play music off my phone. But, that doesn't really help you poor fuckers that have to wait for this. Though, of course, I'm going to have all the timestamps out explaining everything that happens. So you fuckers will probably just see us like, oh god, this is going to take forever. Well, what's the next timestamp? And just fucking skip over all of this. But, whatever. There was a time, actually a span of a few years, actually, this tool is actually very recent, where I didn't have the tool that automates this as much as it does, which, believe me, this is actually automating a lot. It's like, if you see the top of this UI, remove this bone and assign verts to this bone. For the longest of time, that's how I did this, was by hand. So I would remove old tongue 04, scroll, select. And then assign vert to this bone, scroll to the actual tongue 04, hit replace, and then select this and do tongue 03, scroll, come over here and scroll. And I would do that for all 172 bones. And let me tell you, it was really fun when you accidentally misclicked. And so you assigned the fucking left forearm to the pelvis. And that was the 150th replacement. And because this isn't undo safe, you have to restart and do all 150 again. And then you do this 3 times as you mess up 3 times. And so you end up spending the better part of 5 hours just replacing bone weights. I've been there. I've done that. I can't recommend it to anyone. So that's why I wrote this tool, to automate that for me. And like I said, I wish I could automate this, clicking iterate replacement, because then what I would do is I just fucking get this going and play fucking Fallout 4 or something like that for an hour and just fucking let it do it. But I've tried that. I've tried automating this and it runs too fast and it breaks the skins even worse than it already was. It's like it would end up rigging half of the left thumb to her right calf and part of her right ear to her right pinky toe, second knuckle, and just other bullshit like that. It just completely shatters the skin, and so you have to end up spending more time fixing it. It's just fucking terrible. So this is really the best solution I know of, is just sitting here clicking a button for the better part of a fucking hour, which is still probably 4 or 5 times faster than doing it all by hand. As I mean, there's no thought process involved in clicking a button. You literally just click it, wait for it to go from light gray to dark gray, and you click it again. Like, this is something that you pay interns to do. It's just click buttons. And it's like, I can't speak from experience, but I honestly wouldn't be surprised if there are businesses out there who literally pay people just to babysit programs that either aren't automated or can't be automated, like this one, where it's literally just you press a button and you wait, you press a button and you wait, you press a button and you wait, and you do that for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and you get paid for it. I would not be surprised at all if there's legitimate businesses where the tools they use are just so ass backwards and broken that they have to do that. And they just fucking pay someone to do it for them. I honestly wouldn't be surprised. And that would be such a fucking boring job. It's like, this is probably the low light of everything I do, is doing this when I have to fix the exporter errors. And like, the worst part is I don't know of any way to treat the meshes in 3ds Max before I export them to stop this problem. I legitimately don't know. It's like I have tried everything I can think of, and I just cannot figure out how to fix these problems. I just don't know. So I have no proactive solution. I only have reactive solutions, which is never a good place to be in, is if you have to be reactive, which is really unfortunate. In other news, we only have 32 more bones to replace. We're almost done. We've done 142 of them. And the real upside to doing it this way, as opposed to the drop-down method of old, is I don't have to worry about this fucking up and selecting the wrong bones. Because, it's a program. It's a rigid set of rules, and I know with confidence that it picks the right bones every time. Mostly because I wrote the code, I debugged it, I was in the thick of it, so I trust the rules that I sit down to be correct. Not to sound arrogant about it, but I trust my own logic in this capacity more than I would trust someone I've never met and never used the tool before. I'm not going to lie, is I never fully trust other people's code to work correctly. Just because I haven't seen it, I haven't been in the thick of it, and I haven't built it up from nothing, so I don't know all the intricacies that went into it. I'm just a bit paranoid when it comes to other people's code right there, as I never fully trust them to work correctly. And honestly, this program, 3ds Max, is a cause of a lot of that, because if any of you have ever used 3ds Max or Autodesk Maya, I can't speak for other Autodesk programs, but if you've used either of those, Maya or 3ds Max, then you will probably agree with me 100% when I say this. These programs are unstable, buggy, bipolar, neurotic pieces of shit. It's like, don't get me wrong, they're beautiful programs, they're great programs, amazing programs when they work right. How often they work right is really variable. Really, really variable. And when they don't work right, they don't work right. And it makes your life a living hell trying to work around what's making it not happy. So anyone who's used 3ds Max or Maya, I think will agree with that. This video is pushing an hour and 15 minutes. It's going to be right around an hour 15, an hour 17 by the time I verify that all of this is correct, and then I clear out the old skeleton, which is no longer necessary. So the only consolation to this is that I stopped and made sure that this was all correct before I started transferring the weights for all the outfit. If that had happened, I wouldn't do this. I would just I'd have to because of all the custom rigging shit. Yeah. If I had skin wrapped all of the other pieces, I would have had to do this for... Actually, no, I wouldn't have. Not for everything. Just for the top and the skirts. I wouldn't have to do it with the cloak, for example. But I'd have to do it for basically everything. I'd have to do this. Okay, so that's 170 out of 172. We're almost done. I believe we have one more after this, because this is actually the next bone. And this should be the last one, and then it'll come up and say it's done. Yay! All bones replaced. Okay. So, let's just verify that. So... old left forearm should now not have anything on it. Come over here. Old left forearm has nothing on it. Old pelvis should have nothing on it. And now if we come over here to the new pelvis, the new pelvis has weights correct, and the new left forearm has weights correct. Okay. So now we're just going to come over here. We're going to select everything. invert, hide everything else, and we're just going to come over here, and we're actually going to come over here, and scroll. So there's the jaw. There we go. Jaw works correct. And then we're going to come over here to the forearm. And the forearm works correct. So now if I unhide all of these, so the fixed hair and all of the pieces that we just fixed, and then we come over here and we select the old root. I'm going to save real fast. And if we move all this, nothing should move with it. Beautiful. Delete the whole fucking thing. Okay. So now you still on all of the old weights. Why do you not have any of the hair bones rigged? It's actually a really good question. I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. But we'll figure... Oh, because I just fucking deleted them. Oh. I saved before I deleted them. So let's do that. So that's going to be a simple solution. Is I'll just select all of the old hair bones, and then I'll just rename them, get rid of the old, and then it should be fine. So let's verify that the fucking old skeleton's still here. Yeah, it is. And we select her hair. And come down here. Yeah, there's all the old hair bones. And make sure it's still all rigged. Just for my sanity so I can see shit. Let's come over here. Let's select 82. Hide that. And yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, I didn't want to unhide everything. Oops. Let's just hide everything, but these. There we go. Okay, so then we're just going to come over here, because there should be no equivalent to the new hair bones. Oh, there are. Well, what we can do is we can come over here. Select all of those. Also, it doesn't really matter where I link them to, but just for posterity's sake, I want to get them about correct. We'll just fuck you too. Okay, do it this way. Unlink. And honestly, that works good enough. So now I can come over here, select all the old skeleton. Nothing moves with it. Yay. Delete the old skeleton. And all the old dummies, which apparently weren't selected. No, nothing moved with those. Okay, delete. And then we'll just come over here. And we would do a weight transfer. Except... Okay, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to stop the video here and start the new one. Everything I just did, I'm restarting again because I have to keep the old head bone because there's some hair rigged to the old head bone. I have to keep that too. So that's where we're going to start with the next video. I'm stopping this one and starting the next one immediately after. So, yeah. One more time. Once again, thank you, Wunderboy, for making my life more difficult.